Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead, Cande Roth. We're looking at that wintry mix. We got snow on the ground, changing to all rain, going away later. We get up to about 40, so that coating should be gone. But right now, it's icy. It's dicey. It's a little crazy out there on the roads. Just be careful with the wintry mix and right around freezing temperatures. You know what you're going to get out there. So be careful. Slow it down. A lot of schools with 2-hour delays. I'm sure there's a few cancellations. But definitely want to take it easy while you're out there. Before we get to National Days and good news stories, this story I've been wanting to tell you throughout the day. A judge tried to get out of jury duty. Let's see how it happened. Upstate New York, this judge goes to jury duty and decides to tell that judge on duty that even though he's a judge, he believes all defendants are guilty. So, you know, when you go for jury duty, they ask you some questions, and this judge is trying to get out of it. So they said, could you be impartial? He said, no, I know everyone who comes in front of me is guilty. I cannot be impartial. Okay. By the way, this is a judge trying to get out of jury duty. So naturally, he was dismissed from the case. But the judge in that case reported him to state officials and said, look, this is a little strange. You know, there's other ways for judges to get out of jury duty. This judge is sitting here telling me he believes every defendant that comes in front of him is guilty. So a judicial commission interviewed this guy, and he said he understood that defendants are supposed to be considered innocent until proven guilty, but he still felt they wouldn't be in court if they didn't commit crimes, and anyone in front of him is guilty. So the judge, Richard is his name, upstate New York, obviously forced to resign, had to sign paperwork to agree to never serve as a judge again. And a state official was interviewed about it, said it's bad enough that a judge would seek to avoid their fundamental responsibility, like jury service, but it's astounding that that judge would claim an inability to be impartial and to declare under oath that the accused must be guilty or they wouldn't be in court. Incredible story. Just basically threw his life away. Goes through the whole thing, the law school, everything, becomes a judge, throws it away to get out of jury duty, and sounds like a complete moron at the same time. So good. Goodbye. We don't need you in our system, in our justice system. National Days. Let's see what we have today, shall we? It's Optimist Day. All right. Feel good. Get out there. Good things will happen today. National Chopsticks Day. I am so happy I know how to use chopsticks. Listen, you walk into a Japanese restaurant or a Chinese-Japanese restaurant where, like I go to, I get my sushi, but they also have Chinese food, right? You feel special when you know how to use the chopsticks. And if there's someone at the table who doesn't know how to use chopsticks and they have to go for the fork, there's like this air of confidence that you gain. Love the fact that I know how to use chopsticks, and it's fun. It's a good time. National Frozen Yogurt Day today. Remember when Froyo was just huge? And there's even a famous Seinfeld episode about it where they all go eat frozen yogurt and then realize they're all gaining weight and how much fat is in the frozen yogurt. Very funny episode. And National Lame Duck Day today. That is, it was really came about with politics where maybe you did not win re-election or you chose not to seek another term and you get labeled as a lame duck because now you're on your way out and they don't want you to do crazy things while you're in office. This is the same, they use this term in sports as well. If you're a coach that doesn't have an extended contract and this is your final year, they call you a lame duck coach. Maybe you don't care about the future of the team because you're not under contract, you're not coming back next year. So a pretty common term, lame duck day today. Some good news. 2 kids aged 16 and 12 fell through the ice on a pond in Virginia. That's not good. They couldn't get out, but luckily the 12-year-old already had an iPhone. It was in his pocket. Got wet, but still worked. He called 911. Firefighters showed up in 10 minutes, pulled them out. Thankfully, the 12-year-old had a phone in this case. A school district in southern Oregon has been dealing with budget issues and staffing shortages, but things are looking up after an anonymous donor pitched in $890,000. Even though they don't know who the person is, hundreds of students wrote thank you cards. The superintendent called it incredibly heartwarming. He said kids were amazed by how generous the person was. They told him they wanted to do nice things for other people, just like the donor did. And last week's medical crash, you may have seen this story about the 10-year-old boy. That medical jet crash in Philly that killed a person on the ground, injured more than 24. One of those injured people was a heroic 10-year-old boy, Trey Howard. And his story is everywhere. He's 10. His name is Trey. He was in his dad's car when a piece of metal flew in like a bullet and hit him in the head. It only hit him because he was shielding his little sister at the time. Kid gets to the hospital. It's touch and go. He needed brain surgery, but he survived. And after he woke up, he told his dad, "I'm a celebrity," because he saved his little sister. His dad told him he's way more than that. He's a superhero. That is just unbelievable. What an incredible story, and a brave 10-year-old boy, Trey Howard, in Philadelphia. That does it. I'll be here for an hour, but a lot of music. Less of me, a lot of music. We do have Jim O'Brien, Murph Dog, Jay Letterman coming up from 10 to 10 later on. And that wintry mix starting to go away as we change to rain and get up to about 40 degrees today. So just keep it careful, safe on the roads, please. Phathead and Cande, My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.